moment. We all can't be living the dream or living the beam, as I should say. You done did a surprise episode and everything, Joe. I ain't expect too much out of this, man. Going into the all season, you even said you like Kings. We got to do something, man. The West is getting tougher, and they heard you. I guess they watched the show, or one of the fans dropped it off to the GM. Didn't you meet the GM at the next game?
Yes, I did. You know what?
Did
I'm
you
gonna
send
put
the
a
one?
picture of next episode. Yeah, I got me and Monty cool.
Yeah, it sounded like y'all are because you must have heard those cries or the cowbells from all the way from where you at. Because you definitely
I was
said,
getting
"Hey,
out
we
of
gonna go."
updates for every step of the way.
He did though. He did.
Me and
It
Monty
was
like
good.
this.
Now Monty didn't do you like B Johnson did from the Lions and send you no text messages say, "Nah, bro, we good." He actually went through with the deal. He went and got Demar DeRozan. He said, "Hey, Demar, you gonna be in that Kendrick Lamar video?" Because he said, "We glad you came home." Because y'all didn't need him neither. And that's what happened. He in Sacramento now. He back on the West Coast. The Kings have secured the 6-time All-Star DeMar DeRozan in a 3-team trade. Some would say it was a 6-team trade. I don't know. I can't go into the details of whatever happened there. But Harrison Barnes is now with the Spurs.
No,
Chris Darday, I'll show you the link. Chris Darday is now with the Bulls, and they got 2 second-round picks. Hey, Big O, there's more room in the neighborhood, man. The HOA is accepting all offers. You know what I mean? And the Kings get DeMar DeRozan. So, Joe, with this happening, and now Fox may sign back, we got to ask, where do the Kings rank in the West? Show's yours.
Last time I did this, the sound didn't show up. Hold on. Make sure I hear it. All right. The last time I did that, the sound just went out. Like, I don't know what happened.
It did the right thing.
Shout out to Sacramento Kings, man.
Wasn't like
Finally. The biggest free agency move in probably Kings history. That's how crazy it is. That's why Kings fans are so there you go. That's why Kings fans are so excited because this is literally the biggest free agent signing in Kings history. Now we always talking about a 35-year-old guy who not known for shooting threes. When all we want to do is shoot threes. All right, we the West Coast Celtics. We want to jack up 53s a game. But I think that the Kings with this move, it makes them 5th to 7th best in the West. I'm gonna say 5th to 6th best. All right. Here are the teams I would say that are better than the Kings right now. Or if I didn't have a dog in the fight, I would pick this team over the Kings. Let me say that. Number 1, obviously the Nuggets. You got the Nuggets. You got OKC. You got Minnesota. You got Dallas, the defending Western Conference champions. I mean, come on, this team beat us 6 times last year. The Pelicans. The Pelicans went and got DeJounte Murray. They kept Brandon Ingram. They got the same team. Only thing they lost was Valanciunas and Najee Marshall. But they went and got DeJounte Murray. So, and we haven't done nothing to address the issues we have with them, which is these dudes are long wingspan, scrappy, and they just bigger than the Kings, and we still a small team. All right, so I would say we can be better than them. I feel like in the regular season we can have a higher seed than them. But I'm talking about as far as like caliber of team, like I would say the Pelicans are better. You know, now when it comes to matching up with other teams, I feel like we are better than the Pelicans. Like you put us against the Lakers, we are better than the Pelicans. You put us against Dallas, we're better than the Pelicans. Pelicans are good against us because we don't match up well with them. So, how does this help us? A lot of ways. You know, I gotta mention a few things, Tomo. You know, I'm gonna be quick. I'm not gonna be long. All right, with it, one along with it. But look, one of the issues with the Kings last year, I'm gonna address one thing. That's it. One thing. Clutch. The Kings were 3rd worst last year in 10-point leads blown. Last word, like 3rd worst. I could ram off a bunch of games top of my head that we gave up when we were up the whole game. I could name a bunch of games. OKC twice. All right. The daggone New York Knicks, daggone Detroit Pistons.
That's the one I was gonna say.
Silence on that L. But anyways, y'all saw my video in the chat with the Pistons too? I thought it was funny. But but Chicago, they were 2nd best only behind OKC in 10-point comebacks. And they were also first in fourth quarter comebacks. It's because of DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan, the last 3 years, has been a top clutch player. He was second last year. Steph Curry won. He was second the year before that. De'Aaron Fox won. And if they had a clutch award 3 years ago, he would have won that. He got the most field goal makes right in the clutch in the last decade. So he addresses the issue that if Malik Monk were to go down, if a Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk got hurt, bro, the scoring was hard to find. DeRozan's that guy who can score. He don't need nobody else. And then normally, it's another point. I put this on Twitter too, y'all. Normally, teams will put their top defender that's 6'7", 6'8", like a small forward, on De'Aaron Fox because there's nobody else on the team who can get their own bucket. But now with DeRozan on here, now their top defenders got a key on Fox and DeRozan. And if you put the DeRozan's guy on Fox, and you want to put Fox or Keon guy on DeRozan, that's mismatching the post all day. So I just like the move because it addresses a huge need that we needed. And he shot the most threes he shot per game in the last 6 years last year. De'Aaron Fox was shooting the same amount of threes a game. And last year, he put that thing up a bunch and shot 40% from three. So who's to say DeRozan wants to shoot more threes also?
Name the teams one more time before you go, Tony. You said that.
Minnesota, OKC, Denver, Dallas, and Pelicans. Pelicans iffy. But I would say 5 or 6.
All right, you can go ahead, Tony.
I disagree with them being behind the Pelicans. I do think they're better than so. With DeRozan there, it also brings a little bit of a toughness there too, right? That you guys sort of lacked last year. He brings that dog in there in there also that helps you guys out a whole lot too. And you guys do like to shoot a lot, right? And he brings that slashing person there that's going to be there also. So I think he brings another element to that team that no one's really looking at. Like they're looking at his age, but he can still ball, right? He can still ball. Now, barring injuries for that team, I would say they're probably 4th in the West right now. Mm-hmm. I think they're 4th in the West right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Jordan's 35 too. My bad.
Only behind the Nuggets, of course, OKC. Yeah. So the Nuggets, OKC, Minnesota, and maybe Dallas, right? Maybe Dallas. I don't know, right? And the only reason I say maybe Dallas because I don't really like anything that they're doing in off season. So maybe Dallas. I mean, I think they're okay. They're doing something, but it doesn't address what they need. You know what I'm saying? None of the things they're really doing really addresses a lot of stuff.
Need?
Huh? What do they need?
Dallas.
What they need? Dallas.
Well, Dallas for the most part, they need people that can actually catch the doggone ball. Because
can you say the Mavericks? Can you say the Mavericks? Because at that point, somebody would have been like, "Well, CD dropped the ball a lot too." So we got to make sure we talk about the basketball team. I just want to make sure.
No. So I think the Clay thing was good, right? And he adds that defensive portion of it to them, something like that. But I don't know how they're going to use him in that, in a sense that's going to help them. With a lot, so he's going to be able to come off screens and shoot like he did beforehand. I don't think that's going to change, but who's going to be the slasher is going? He's not that guy. Clay's not that guy. Yes, they do. They do need that. They need someone. They need someone that's
it's not about Mavericks.
You know what I'm saying? They need someone who's going to play off him, right? I like what y'all have to do. I'm not so sure about what we're going to talk about next, but. I like what they're doing with DeRozan. I really do like that, and I would probably put them at 4th, maybe a soft. I may put them about 4th or soft 5th right there. But I think them and Dallas are like this right now. So I don't know if I would agree that those teams are better than you guys. I think that the problem with you guys were injuries, one, right? The fact that you are small, right? But I think you play small ball anyway, and I think you guys do it well,
We
right?
do.
So I don't think that really is a deficiency when you guys play small ball. The problem is that you guys let the Pelicans dictate y'all to play a certain way, and that's what really hurt you guys. Who gives a lot of teams when you got in trouble with that. So I think you guys can be fine in the West playing that way, but I don't think that I think that DeRozan adds that other element in there where also your boy doesn't have to have the ball in his hand the whole time, right? Fox doesn't need to have the ball in his hand the whole time. So and he can play off. They can play off each other, interchange a lot more. Kind of what they did in Golden State. So yeah, I like it. I will probably put you guys fifth, fourth, right in that area right there. Probably not the 5, 6 that you're talking about right now.
Yeah, I think going off of what you were saying with the Pelicans, that's last year. You finally got somebody that's gonna come in and add on top of what Malik Monk will give you off the bench. So this is another veteran player who's gonna come in with a seasoned vet. Let's put it like that, because you got to think about all the times he went up against LeBron in Toronto, where he had to learn from those L's, and then you got to think about what he did in Chicago, where he helped turn that team, help turn the tide a little bit on that team as far as with the trajectory in which they were going. Fifth, I mean, I'm with you, Tony. I think they top 4. I think y'all better than the Pelicans, Joe. Honestly, because right now they dealing with a whole situation with Brandon Ingram and figuring out if they want to keep him or not. Yes, they did go get DeJounte Murray, but again, is Zion going to be healthy? Is he? That's a question. Again, if Zion isn't dead, can DeJounte Murray give him just enough to get over the hump? Now, depending upon what they get back for BI, we can discuss that. Also, there's other moves that you all are continuing to make too. You all are trying to get who? You're still trying to get Kuzma. So that's another scoring veteran either off the bench or starting for you. I don't know where y'all want to put Kuzma at, but again, those are buckets whenever he feel like getting buckets, because that's one thing Kuzma can do when he turn it on. That might help you as well. I'm gonna still keep you at 4. I'm not gonna say it's gonna jump you up, because again, I'm now with Tony about the Dallas thing. I think y'all tied with Dallas at 4th, because again, adding Clay gives them a little bit more. The only downfall with Dallas is Jason Kidd and Luka. What are they going to do? Is he going to continue to dribble the ball out and just give it to somebody with 2 seconds left and then make them shoot an uncontested 3 or maybe a contested 3? We got to figure out the offense there. But again, with the other 2 teams, you know what the Nuggets are. Again, the Nuggets may take a little slip, because again, they're not doing anything to make their team better. They're losing pieces as well. So again, there's a lot of hope for what the Kings are doing, because one moves normally come in 3s. So once you get one good move, there's possibly 2 more coming down the road. And if not, you at least got 1 more that's on the phone. And hopefully y'all give up the 2 first for it, so that can make some things happen for both sides. But again, I think y'all are in the top 5. The Clippers are still there. Of course, you got the Lakers, Phoenix. I mean, these are teams that you can make that face about. But again, you never know what's going to happen after July. You know what I mean?
Talking about Zion, is Kawhi gonna be healthy?
That's the player. He might not even play the season. PG gone. This might be James Harden team at this point.
Yeah.
Man, look, I do want to say this. I feel like the Kings could beat anybody in the West in the 7-game series. Anybody. I'm talking about including OKC, including Minnesota, including Denver. Yes. Was that a sound effect or that was somebody?
No, it's the ball. She's
No, I missed it. But yeah, I do feel that way. If we get Kuzma, and then look, people keep saying, "Oh, DeRozan's not a good defender." Woo, woo. You don't help y'all defensively. Do y'all know 2 years ago the Bulls were the 5th best defense in the NBA with Vucevic as his center? So, and Zach LaVine is a shooting guard. Zach LaVine not a defender either. So it can happen. And we were the 4th best defense at post All-Star break, by the way. So when Keon Ellis took over as a starter. So
see, Kuzma, so the Kuzma thing, like I don't have a problem. So the only problem I have with the Kuzma trade for you guys is that he needs the ball in his hand more, and to create, he has to create his own shot for the most part, and that takes away some of the things that the Kings like to do. right? And that's the only thing that and you know, everybody knows he doesn't play defense. You know, everybody knows, like, the scouting report on that guy is pretty simple, right? It's pretty simple about the guy, right? He can be explosive. He's a pretty fast guy. You know, he can create his own shot. You know what I'm saying? He has good instincts when he's rebounding. He's very inconsistent as three-point shot, but he does make people come in there and play with it with a three-point shot, right? He makes people have to respect the fact that he can do it, you know. And then, but the whole thing is that he can be a better player on a team and use his length a lot better than what he does and like that. And he doesn't really put much effort in the defense. Everybody knows that that's the scouting report on Kyle Kuzma. You guys don't even have to sit there and try to figure it out. I just gave it to you. That's him as a player, right? But that's the only thing about him that I would say. I think that nucleus that you guys have and that style of plays you guys have, I'm not sure it fits his style of play. And that's the only.
But I know we got more the last topic, Tomo, but I do want to say this. Has Kuzma ever been in a situation when he's allowed to play off ball and move around? Like with the Lakers,
I was about to say that.
Like they trying to do to a catch and shoot dude because you playing with LeBron James. That's what I'm saying. Like we can't look at them because we haven't seen him. He's the type of player that I can see him being a really good off ball player, but he never been in that situation, you know. And he has height and defensively, he's not sorry. I'm not gonna say he just as he willing. He playing with the Wizards, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
No. He's just
sorry, Tom. But like,
first of all, what I was gonna say was a little bit of what Tony's scouting report is true, but the difference between Kuzma with the Lakers and Kuzma on the Wizards is one, he feel like the Wizards is his team, so he can get up as many shots as he wants to. But another thing that I learned that I've seen from Kuzma is he's willing to adjust based upon the system that he's in. So I think if he goes out to Sacramento with Mike Brown and they sit him down and be like, hey, this is the role that we want for you. Let's say he does come off the bench and you got Malik Monk and Kyle Kuzma. Now, them two might go back and forth about who's going to put up the most shots. But again, that's your second unit. You don't really have to worry about it too much. I think he may be able to adjust at this point in his career.
He's definitely going to start. Okay. That's first of all, he's definitely going to be in the starting five, right? He's definitely will be in the starting five. There's no way they wouldn't put him in the starting five. But
I mean, you give up two first, yeah, you got to start.
It will be Fox, DeRozan, Keegan, Kuzma, and
so
I know
it's a very good starting five, right? The only thing about it, like I said, the only thing that helps him out is the fact that you got Sabonis Sabonis there with him. He'll make up for the lack of defense that he plays, right? And he'll be able to help out. They can play off each other defensive wise as long as he doesn't play lazy. The problem is
he can't play lazy with us. Hey, go to the Haslam. That's what's going to happen.
I'm saying, I get what you're saying, Joe, but he gets lazy. He has those moments in there where it's almost like he's lost in the game. He's kind of like you remember when they had the Space Jam thing and they had Sean Bradley looking around trying to figure out what was going on. And remember, it's like he constantly sees the old Pamela Anderson in there in the bathing suit on Baywatch, and he's watching it in the stands, and he's like, "Oh, that's right, I'm playing basketball." Like this guy loses himself in the game a lot, right? But then he comes in and be like on offense and be like, "Oh, I'm Kyle Kuzma. Now let me play offense." You know what I'm saying? His length alone, it's kind of like Durant. You know what I'm saying? Durant's length allows him. He's a horrible defensive player. Okay, let's just
you know what?
He's a horrible defensive player, but he uses length.
Tony, we're gonna do this. We're gonna let you stay on Durant and his bad defense and see how bad he gonna play with Team USA. Because of course, I mean on defense. We're not talking about offense, all right? We're talking about defense. Because again, we gotta say.